think of this game? What are like, what does it have working for it? What could be better?
So I can definitely see the game working with more people, for sure.
Yeah.
I can too. I feel like 20 sounds like a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But 6 was
6 is
little.
6 is definitely bare minimum. I would not play this with less.
Because I think you could remove. I think if you were going to play with fewer than 7, you would have to remove the commentator mechanic entirely.
I think so
Yeah.
Because I would say that was the most difficult thing, kind of like
too.
jumping
To wear both hats.
between
That's
them.
right.
Oh,
But
yeah.
also being the
Almost
commentator may have been my
only
favorite part
having
of the game. I think it
a
was very
host.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Like a
commentator.
single commentating
Yeah, one host. Yeah.
One host,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Maybe
I feel
like-
like twice 7 works.
Maybe like
but then
pass
you
a
have 6
host
players.
thing
Yeah, yeah,
around.
I
That
can
could
see that.
work.
Yeah.
That could
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
You would have to change the way that the whole prediction mechanic
Yeah, that'd be
works,
hard.
But
Yeah.
I think we figured it out
Yeah.
relatively early on. These are the key, the
Oh,
event
yeah.
cards,
Oh yeah, they're
and
absolutely.
they need
Big time.
you need them more often.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would almost. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You know, I think that's why like our initial instinct to go, let's just draw another event card, even though we weren't getting like the right
Right.
ones at the beginning,
Yeah.
was the right one, because we were just like, we're not really
Yeah.
giving ourselves opportunities to improv. I think
Yeah.
by the time we got to the second round, we were able to really develop our characters, and I
Right.
think that's when the game really started. to
Yeah,
roll.
yeah.
Agreed.
I
Well,
agree.
it is it is labeled on the box as an icebreaker style game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Right.
it does make sense almost like to have like there's a line in the thing about the dating, like who wants to date, like almost like have that just be like once you accept a date an event card comes out almost like something
Yeah.
like that.
I
Yeah.
think
Something
that's
a
the
little bit more structured in the rule book, just because that
Yeah.
Well, then
like-
again, like you could get a date card, and it's like, you know, A asks B for
Oh, that's
moving
true.
something heavy.
Right.
I would love like to have like day events, like if each day, like there were 7 days or something, like there were rounds that we participated in that way, and there was like a day event that included almost everybody.
Yeah.
And then after that, 2 people like then there was an
That
event
almost
card.
like that's
Right.
actually almost like
Yeah.
a bachelor style thing.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
like, yeah, they do a big
Or-
group thing.
Yeah, like
and
a
then they
Big
do
Brother
individual
thing or
ones.
something.
Yeah,
Like
they
the
sort of-
games,
yeah.
the contests that everybody has to take
Yeah.
part in.
But
Yeah, that would-
simultaneously, like, well, I think there's a degree to like don't overcomplicate it, because it is like, hey, it's a fun hangout
sure.
icebreaker game. But
Yeah.
absolutely, I think like maybe that one extra step would do a lot of good, just to facilitate the role playing.
Yeah.
Although again, I mean, I had a blast.
Yeah,
I did too. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
is-
think
I would-
think not having us have to jump between the two and again be like either a
Yeah,
dedicated,
that would've made a big
host
difference
or
for
dedicated
sure.
character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think-
even if we just done 5 and 1, I don't
Yep.
necessarily see how 5 and 1 would have been bad.
Like
like,
one commentator and
One
5
commentator and 5
house
players.
members.
Like if he had just
Yeah.
been on commentary and the
I
5
think, yeah.
had just played.
I think that would absolutely work. You would just need to retool how the prediction mechanic works with the commentators, because then there's only one prediction happening.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Either that, or like if the commentator is some sort of like commentator / host and just simply does not participate in terms of points or
Right.
numbers in some way. But then I guess how would everyone else get the points, because the prediction mechanic is how that works.
That's how
I
most of the
apologize,
points were
yeah.
doled out.
That's
yeah.
very true.
Could be fun also if like when we're revealing who our likes and dislikes, if we did like a one of those, like it could be super brief, like tick to camera like confessionals, like I just don't like his fart jokes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
They explain your vote a little bit,
Yeah.
get
Right.
into character more. Yeah,
yeah. That could be a fun little.
But yeah,
add-on moment.
like you were saying, it's like there's so many more things you could do to gamify this, but also it's like, do you have
yeah,
to
you don't
gamify
want to.
it?
You don't want to
I
add
don't
too
know.
much structure.
I think
Yeah.
as an icebreaker, you want to keep it loose.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially like if you had actually 20 people in a room, you pass out all the cards to everybody gets a character, and then you're swapping in and out through the day. So the commentators, you could almost like keep your character, one single character, if you were able to jump between commentator and contestant.
Well, if you have 20,
Yeah.
if you have 20 people though, then yeah, you're just one or the other, and then the
Yeah.
commentators you
Right.
can have like.
Because you cycle in
10
with like the
players.
youngest, what is it, the youngest player? Is it the
It's
youngest?
whoever has the lowest score, and then the tiebreaker is youngest.
Got it.
I like the mechanical element of the like and the dislike stuff. I'm not sure if these tokens quite cut that.
They
Because it's
didn't
really
for me.
hard to keep track of where everything is pointed and who it's
Yeah.
coming from
And
and,
it
all of
didn't
that.
feel cohesive with the story. Like for me, it didn't really propel anything or like add to it. So it
That's
felt
true, 'cause
kind of
you were-
like disjointed.
I think-
I feel like-
voting before we got to interact.
That-
with
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
that's-
but
yeah.
but actually, in a way, I think it also made sense though, because it kind of set the like what had happened in the previous week. Like
Right.
you know, like from an episodic standpoint. You know, I start the week going like, I don't know, like, you know, waitress chick seems pretty cool. Like, maybe I want to hire her for my restaurant. But then, like, before the voting actually comes
Right.
through, that scene happens.
Right.
And you
This is-
know.
yeah, our interaction was the opposite of my gold card here, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get someone to like them after an interaction.
Yeah, you did
and I did
that.
the opposite.
You did that.
I think something instead of the tokens for like and dislike, I think some sort of like a hidden
Like-
whiteboard or
Yeah,
something
like they
to
have-
write things
Almost
down
like the
on.
survivor, like put it in the box,
Yeah,
and then everyone
something
counts
that's a
them.
little bit
Yeah.
easier to keep track of
I agree.
who's saying what.
Yeah.
For sure.
Might be a
The
little
problem with
easier.
like a paper and pen element is that like, you know,
Right.
it can get really messy
That's
as
true,
far as
Yeah.
you know, the actual
And then you run out of
That's,
paper.
that's just.
Or the
I was
pen
thinking of
isn't in the box,
a
so-
whiteboard with
A
a
whiteboard thing.
dry
Whiteboard.
erase marker or something,
Yeah.
but
Without-
just something that. I mean, it
That's
doesn't
not
have to be that, but something that's just a little easier to track visibly.
that
when
would
you're
almost be
playing
like a
it.
Yeah.
homebrew aspect of it though.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that for pure party game purposes, as long as you remember what you picked,
Yeah.
at the very least you can be clear about that. But for, like if we were to play it again, I would probably want it written down just for
Yeah. Well, because I know
clarity.
when after our first round we were like, "There's too many tokens. Let's do half as many tokens." And then we were like, "But now there's not enough happening."
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and we have the bare minimum size group. If you expand this, think of how many more
Oh my
tokens there are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say maybe this will address something else that I was thinking of. Like, I can see expansions to this, absolutely. Like, I can see the cooking reality show expansion, the Love Island style, like everybody's flirting and banging expansion.
Right.
And I think maybe to a certain degree, if there is like a selection of the type of show, that would help to propel it just in a certain way. Like, if we'd all gotten into
Right.
this as like, it is a cooking competition,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
propels our role
I
play
think
just
that- yeah.
2% more.
And that doesn't even have to be you could just say like,
yeah, we
Yeah.
can decide that.
hey, this is real
Yeah.
world.
Or even,
Yeah.
just like roll a d6 and it gives you one of like
Right.
the 6 styles
Yeah.
of reality TV.
Yeah, and that can be something that's like established as a like, you know, how we would recommend playing it. Like if you're
Yeah.
doing it as a cooking show, like, you know, how do you want the challenges to go? Are you voting on like who you think is going to succeed and who you think is going to
Right.
fail? You
Yeah.
know.
The commentator becomes Gordon Ramsay in this case. They are now the person who is in charge of it rather than just someone making snark. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
Love Island, now it's like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
you're absolutely there to spread drama and cause problems. Like,
But
Yeah.
does that also simultaneously overcomplicate? an
maybe
icebreaker
so,
game?
Maybe.
yeah.
Like I think it's the sort of thing where like trying to keep that balance between it's an icebreaker and you're
Yeah,
trying to
and-
gamify
yeah,
it more
yeah.
because we like games.
Right.
Very
You
true.
know? Like I can see ways to gamify it more, but that's not necessarily the intent of the game.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, in some certain groups, you'll get people that, like, we're all here to perform tonight, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
some groups you'll have people that are very like, I don't want to act. This out.
Yeah, and
Like,
I
this
think-
is-
I
this
think-
is not what I want
Right.
to do.
I think this is a game that you've got to play with a certain type of
Oh, absolutely.
players.
Yeah.
You can't get just anybody to play an improv game
Oh, yeah.
like this.
Yeah. It does fit in that like fiasco type zone where it's like if everyone
gotta
knows
commit,
that we're
yeah.
coming in to play this, you
Yeah,
don't want to
you
throw
gotta
that
commit.
on people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's got some good bones.
Yeah, it definitely
I'm
does.
surprised at how much I enjoyed this, honestly.
I
because
really-
I wasn't sure.
I really liked just how silly the base characters were.
I
Yeah.
love the
How
characters.
much
The lore's
characters
great.
are
And
how
they're
much
not-
that
characters
let us, like,
are
the
fantastic.
fucking- I'm sorry.
They don't
I'm
feel
sorry.
like
Ginger nuts?
yeah. They
Fucking ginger nuts.
What a great.
the characters
Yeah.
don't
Great
feel like, I mean, they're not like, none of them are like wildly original concepts, but none of them feel super tropey, and it's
No.
interesting.
Yeah.
They're all kind of like a little odd, and you can play them a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can like you have these sort of basic concepts, like obviously
Yeah.
like you know
A jumping off point for
jumping
where to
off-
take your characters.
Yeah, but also written into it. Like if you didn't have a lot of creativity, you can work within these
Right.
and have a lot going for it. Like
Yeah.
you know, we were able to riff off of these basic
Right.
character descriptions because you know
It's like bowling with the bumper lanes. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, a
it's
little
like,
bit.
oh, yeah, great.
I
it's just
think-
fun.
Yeah.
I think the basic descriptions are fantastic bumper lanes for people, but
They
then
are.
like you know, I think there's a lot already in there that you can play with, and
Absolutely.
then even more that we were able to just sort of feel like, oh
Yeah.
my god, your character's racist now.
And a crucial rule that I didn't even mention to you guys until we
Yeah.
got to that point was the make up your own rules a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
use this as a guideline and then change things how you
Yeah.
see fit, which I
Yeah.
think is perfect for this kind of game.
Yeah, I think if we want to leave the characters out like this, it might be nice to have their name at the top. In some
name with
capacity.
character art would be great.
I think because I don't think there's room on this side of the card, but
I think-
just a,
I don't think you need-
reminder of the name on this side.
I don't think you necessarily need all of this information
No.
visible all the time,
I just want to know
but
the name.
character name with the character art.
that-
would be
that
I
was
can
always
see,
hard,
like,
'cause I'd be
that's
like-
Dirkhead.
I'd be like, yeah, so me and.
yeah.
Drunk girl, you know.
Yeah. That's Love, Career, and Magic. I
Yeah.
cannot remember the website. There it is. LoveCareerMagic.com is where you can go to get updates and information on this game. It's not out yet.
No, it's not.
Hey! Thank you so much for the gift subs, Pegasus Games. That's the developer
Yay!
responsible for this wonderful game. Thank you so much. We had a wonderful time
It was
playing
really
this.
fun.
It
Thank you
really
for
was.
providing this.
I don't
for
gotta
us.
say, I know you said the art assets weren't entirely ready yet, but I think the art is.
I love the art.
incredibly
Yeah, it
charming.
looks
I would not change a thing
I
about the
wouldn't-
artwork.
Yeah, like if there are like fine tunes that you want to do to it, like I don't see where they need to happen, but like you do you. But this is already like really fantastic. As
Yeah.
is.
I think you've got a great game, a great start to a game here, and I look forward to seeing where it develops from here.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that we had a lot of fun tonight.
Oh
When
yeah.
it comes out officially, you gotta bring everyone back for the reunion special.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, into the reunion
Yeah.
special.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, please.
That'll be fun.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. If you want to spend more time with us, do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, head on over to twitch.tv/BnBTabletop and give us a follow there. We play board games live every Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time on a show we call The Board and Barrel. And we like to keep things interactive. You guys can influence what happens throughout the course of a game with our Buff and Nerf house rules. You can also make predictions on how things are going to pan out, play virtual bingo for a chance to win a free board game of your own, and heckle us and stuff from the chat. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you Sunday night.